It's a rainy night here in the Bayou at Tiger Stadium for the last Tiger Bowl of the season. And it's also an elimination game, meaning that there is no better stage than the one before us here tonight because somebody's playoff hopes are getting rained on as the Auburn Tigers and the LSU Tigers square off to see who will be able to keep their playoff hopes alive. I'm David Roy in the booth with me, my co-broadcaster here, Mike Peters. And Mike, both teams come in. They've got a shot, but it can all end tonight as well.
Yeah, I think it's more than rained on. I think they're going to be drowned. Whoever loses this game is out of the playoffs, and it's a big game for both of them. Want to say what's up to State, who just joined today and is watching his first game of chance, so hope you enjoy it.
Auburn will come out to their own 31-yard line following the return by Walter Miller, and Ron Newman will start in the gun. Tight end emotions Mackenzie is Newman going short in the direction of Loki Lawler, and it will fall incomplete on the sideline.
I know I harped on this a lot in the last game, but that play felt very reminiscent of what Nebraska was doing. Very conservative early on. Obviously, it's just one play. Want to see Auburn be aggressive here.
Newman to throw, goes over the middle, finds Lawler coming out of the backfield, and they're actually going to say he got the first down. I thought he would stop short.
I thought he would stop short too, but those that are fans of our sports book and might have taken the over on 11.5 catches are going to be excited when he touched the ball.
Handoff here, and Loki Lawler, no gain for him against his LSU defense. Cameron Boggs gets the stop.
Well, Brandon Stone was in there too, and he's got a line in the sports book as well. So if you're new and haven't checked it out, go to px1sports.com and look at the sports book, and you can get in there and start wagering, maybe get yourself some free packs.
Lawler gets another carry on second down, and this time he is able to get positive yardage, but it is only 2. So 3rd and 8 early here for the Auburn Tigers.
You'll be happy to know not many people took the over on Loki Lawler over 11.5 catches.
Oh, boy. Empty backfield, Newman to throw, and he will air it to the left side, and it is picked off. Alan Dutch in a foot race with Ron Newman fighting Dutch down to the 1.
Well, Newman got in a wrestling match there and was finally able to get the takedown at the 1. He lollipops that one into the flat, and Dutch picks it off and almost barrels his way into the end zone. First time LSU touches the ball, they got a 1st and goal from the 1.
No better starting field position than the one that Gage Youngblood and his brother Colt Youngblood are walking into from their Auburn 1-yard line.
I wonder what Matt Pack was saying to his quarterback there.
Probably words not able to repeat as Colt Youngblood barrels in for 6.
Well, you've got 1 point on offense, and you've got a 6-0 lead. Not a bad start for LSU, who started out winless in the season, started out 0-5, got their first win last week, and they still get an opportunity to make the playoffs.
They need a little help. Namely, they need Florida State to lose out, and they have to win here tonight in front of the home fan.
Well, they got to win next week as well.
Yeah.
So they do need some help, but the fact that you can start 0-5 and you still get a shot to make the playoffs,
pretty good.
Your season's never quite over. Unless you're Michigan or Ohio State or Oregon.
But those two of those 3 teams still have a chance.
Oh, yeah, Ohio State.
And Oregon.
Oh, yeah. I thought you said they weren't.
No, they need a lot of help, though.
Okay.
They just need a lot of help.
You change your mind
I
on
said
what you
this
say,
on the podcast,
yeah, but
there's an article.
I asked you.
And I told you I hadn't reviewed
that yet.
Do I
need to record all of our conversations now?
Ron Newman in the gun, trying to start over here. He'll start from his own 27, swings it out to Lawler, and he gets 3.
Well, Lawler's got 2 catches now, so he's going. So for the few people that took the over, they're excited. Auburn, they need to be aggressive. They fell behind early, partly because of a lollipop throw into the flat by Ron Newman. We got to see how he's going to adapt. And if they're already starting off being kind of conservative, you got to wonder how that's going to affect him if he really goes into a shell.
Out to the 32-yard line here as Newman looking, checks it down. There's Loki Lawler again, and Lawler down the sideline, gets across midfield.
Well, they don't see Kima running the ball with him, but they're using him a lot in the passing game right now, and that one works out well for him. So he gets on the outside. Loki Lawler, we saw it a few weeks ago where he capped that big touchdown, 60-yard touchdown run to cap the victory. I think it was against Florida State. No, they lost to Florida State.
They lost to Florida State.
But either way, he's got a lot of athleticism and skill. We haven't seen it a lot from him yet this season.
Quick pass in the flats. There's a tight end, Michael McKenzie. Broke a tackle from T.J. Keene and then fought hard to turn back upfield. Unfortunately, he only got a yard out of it.
I get it when you're going to a guy like Loki Lawler trying to get him the ball in the open field, see him make something happen. Michael McKenzie's more of a downfield guy. Let him run over people. I don't really like that play call.
Peyton Miles in the field on offense, and he is the motion man here from left to right as a walk-on gets a carry on the counter. And Dwayne Barber gets 7 yards.
I wonder if Matt Pack knows who Dwayne Barber is.
That's a good question.
For those of you who didn't know, Scott, a.k.a. Hex, didn't know who his fullback was.
Yeah, he didn't know who Ed Morris was.
I thought it was Morris Todd.
No, it's Ed Morris.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty for sure. Pitch here, and Loki Lawler gets a yard.
Morris King, we're both wrong.
Oh, well, see, there we go.
Yeah, just like you told me Oregon was still in the playoffs.
Well, and I also told you, I'm like, well, I need to really look into it before I can say that definitively. But, you didn't listen to that.
We're taking applications for my play-by-play partner and the assistant commissioner. If you want to apply, send them to David at px1sports.com.
Send them to the guy you're replacing.
Yeah, that's right. He's in charge of it.
Oh boy. Well, Auburn has to punt on their second drive, and so LSU will take over from their own 17, and Gage Youngblood finds Cosmos Woods coming back for it.
I was a little nervous when he let that one go because of all the traffic underneath, but he does a good job throwing it over the defenders. They're going to take a look at this one. The booth's calling for the review. I thought it was good. He's clearly got one hand in there, or one foot. He got 2, 3, 4, 5.
He got 4 feet down.
Yeah, he tapped his toes like he was Fred Astaire.
So it will stand an 11-yard gain, a new set of downs here for Gage Youngblood. From his own 29.
I wonder who Roger is. They just said Roger.
Handoff here. Colt Youngblood picks up 4, and they're trying to get him going, considering the fact that the last time Youngblood played Auburn, he had a pretty good game, namely going for over 150 yards and 3 rushing touchdowns.
I wonder if his real name is Roger, and they just call him Colt.
Halfback screen going back to Colt Youngblood to the right, cuts back inside, gets 5.
Nice 5-yard gain there by Roger Youngblood.
Yeah.
That's going to be his name now, I think. We just call him Roger Youngblood.
Yeah, it doesn't. The Colt thing's not sticking anymore, huh?
Well, you guys do what you want, but
pistol set to give to Youngblood up the middle. It breaks 2 tackles and then gets across midfield.
Well, you can think what you want, but I think he prefers the name Roger because
Roger.
He's
like
responding
Roger.
well. They said Roger, and he has lit a fire under himself, and he picks up another first down. Unlike the first game, we actually see a running game getting
there
going.
you go. Out to the Auburn 48. They give to Gabe Dowden this time. Dowden gets out to the 40, so nice little gain of 8 there for him as he comes in relief for Colt Youngblood.
Well, he struggled a little bit when he started right after getting signed by LSU. They got him as the backup now. A nice 1-2 punch they got in the backfield.
Dowden is the deep back here in this pistol set, but they give it to the walk-on who gets about a yard. It's only 3rd and 2 now.
Well, they run into the man wall of Donnie, my name's not Roger, Eads, as he's able to stop him short there and force the 3rd down.
Colt Youngblood checks back into the game with Dowden behind him, and Dowden will get the carry. Dowden for a first down.
And he's drugged down there by Jack Hawkins, who jumps on his back, and much like we said in the first game, because we were in Austin. Now, conveniently, we're in Baton Rouge, not just a short trip, but drags him down like he's at the rodeo, and he's one of the little kids dragging down the baby calves.
Youngblood throwing to the left, and there's Eric Maltzer getting it down to the 15.
That's my guy. He was my favorite 3-star receiver last season, and covered by Bubba Bullard. Actually, in zone coverage, he comes over 18, makes the tackle on 18. A lot of traffic there, but Maltzer does a good job, and LSU had the easy touchdown on the first drive, 1-yard touchdown. This time they're actually driving, putting together a good drive, and Auburn's in trouble, falling down 2 scores here.
Pistol set 4 wide here for the LSU Tigers as Gage Youngblood to throw, pressure coming, goes short to the right, and the pass is incomplete. Wanted Devin Roberts, but he just couldn't hold on.
I thought he made the catch, but it was a good job there by the Auburn defense to rip that out of there and force the second down.
So pistol set, trips, top the screen. Colt Youngblood, the deep back. They run the speed option. Gage Youngblood keeps it, and Peyton Miles will stop him at the 10.
That's the guy you got to be careful of. If you remember a couple weeks ago when Isaiah Fowler got suspended, he came up with a couple of forced fumbles in that game, really big presence in the backfield, and now kind of the leader on that defense. Youngblood's got to be aware of him when he's coming downfield.
Pistol set here. Youngblood to throw, dancing in the pocket, goes short and to the right. There's Maltzer, but he's out of bounds a yard short.
Well, he goes a little bit short there. Maltzer, it's my guy, but you got to throw him past the sticks. He didn't there, and they're not going to go for it. I might go for you're at home, you're the underdogs, why not? But they're going to play it safe and go for the field goal.
A 23-yarder off the right foot of Remy Boudreau is good, and LSU a 10-point lead here in front of the home fans.
We haven't seen a kick return touchdown in a while. Austin Knight got us started with the first one of the season, and we've only seen one more. It was Richie Carrion, and the return games,
it's been what it was last season, remember? Yeah.
They slow down, much like Auburn's offense has tonight.
Well, we might have seen one in the Nebraska game if Eric Mears wasn't playing on special teams.
Well, it was good that he was on special teams because we didn't see him on the regular. JoJo Shalizzi, he got beat a couple of times, but I was came up with a pick.
Handoff here, Loki Lawler getting the carry, and he'll get 3 for second down.
Well, I think this is why they were trying to get him involved in the pass game on the first couple of drives. Not a lot of room up there. Brandon Stone and company are going to crash down, make it difficult to run, so they're trying to get him on the outside.
Out of the gun, 2-by-2 set, Newman to throw, goes short over the middle, but a little offline there with his receiver.
Yeah, rain might have affected that one a little bit. Not the best grip on that one as it slips out of his hands and gets away from him a little bit.
Out of the gun, Newman, McKenzie, the tight end in motion, play fake. Newman, quick throw, found Michael McKenzie. Unfortunately, he stopped as soon as he caught it and was stopped short of the marker.
Well, again, they continue to throw these passes where they're hoping that their receivers are going to make some moves or run through defenders, and they're just not. LSU's tackling too well, and once again, Auburn's got to punt it away.
So fielding this punt from inside the 30 is Daryl Potees II, who's gotten the return duties for this week as far as punts go. And a good return for him out close to the 45.
Great field position. LSU already up by 10. They're going to start this one across their own 40, and they've been moving the ball well on offense.
Their own 44. The give to Colt Youngblood outside to the left, and Colt Youngblood gets 11. The last time he faced Auburn, he had over 200 rushing yards, 213 to be exact. And Gage Youngblood had 6 total touchdowns, 3 passing, 3 rushing.
That was an impressive performance. It was a blowout win, too, and it kind of started Auburn on a downward spiral.
So the run gets LSU to the Auburn 45. Pass over the middle for Daryl Potees II. Gets him down to the 35.
LSU wearing the purple at home. You don't see it a lot. Usually they wear the white both home and away, but they're looking really crisp here, wearing the purples here with the rain coming down in front of the home crowd.
Youngblood the carry outside and to the right, and there to stop him was Bubba Bullard and Jack Hawkins.
Jack Hawkins is one of those guys. He hasn't had a huge impact, only 22 tackles coming into this game, but he's got 4 already here on the first few drives. And, they need some guys to step up in place of Fowler, who's no longer with the team. And Hawkins right now stepping up trying to do that.
They're going to empty out the backfield here. Gage to throw, pressure coming, checks it down short and to the right, and Fred Perry. He'll get 6 yards. So it's 3rd and 7 now for LSU.
It's not the worst spot to be in, but you'd like to be a little bit closer, especially because you're right on the edge of field goal range, especially with the rain.
Youngblood to throw. 4-man rush goes short over the middle. Roberts spins out of a tackle, gets 5 as Hawkins makes the stop.
Again, I don't like throwing the ball short of the first down marker. They did set them up, I thought, for a field goal, but they're going to go for a 4th and 2. Hey, whatever.
I formation and the give. Colt Youngblood outside to left. Colt Youngblood, the first down and more. Get him down to the 10.
Well, somebody on the edge of the line down there, I didn't see who it was, got completely bulldozed, and it set up a running lane for Youngblood, and he made the best of it, takes it to the outside. Big run there on 4th down, and right now LSU is dominating Auburn on both sides of the ball, in the trenches, in the backfield, everywhere right now.
Two tight ends here for the Tigers. Pistol set, Youngblood dancing. Steps back to the left and has to throw it away.
Well, and that's the thing that Pepino didn't do in the first game. He threw that, tried to fight it in there. This time Youngblood realizes there's nothing open, doesn't force it, just throws it away, doesn't turn the ball over.
Peyton Miles creeping down towards the box. His receiver comes in motion, but the give to Colt Youngblood right up the middle gets him down inside the 5.
So an opportunity here. They're going to need Auburn's defense, Donnie Eads, Conrad Wallace, Jack Hawkins, to play tight here and try to hold them to just another field goal.
Two tight ends on the field, both of them to the right. Youngblood running that side, stopped at the 1 by Hawkins.
Well, Hawkins is stepping up here, makes his 5th tackle now, and he keeps them out of the end zone. They went for it before, and they got the first down. Now they're going to kick the field goal.
So this will be about an 18-yard field goal attempt, and Remy Boudreau is good. He's only missed one this season. It's pretty easy when you're kicking from inside the 20. Usually.
Well, you're kicking from your right hash, though, so you're got a really extreme angle. Not the easiest kick, actually, on those short ones.
Looking for a good return here was Walter Miller, and he was really trying to look for any kind of a crease for a big return, but stopped at the 25 and will get a play in before the end of the first quarter.
Well, he looked a little slow, and the rain and the wet field conditions probably not going to help a little bit. It is probably going to be more of a grinded-out kind of game, but Auburn needs to find some consistency on offense here. They're okay, only down 13.
Lawler, the motion man, they give it to him right up the middle, and Loki Lawler gets 2, and that is how we end the first quarter in this one. Auburn trailing early by 13, thanks to Alan Dutch setting up the touchdown for Colt Youngblood. You're watching the Cfsl on PX1 Sports on YouTube Live. Start of the second quarter, play fake, Newman. Over the middle, Michael McKenzie, first down, Auburn.
I think that's one of the guys that they got to get more involved. McKenzie, you remember back to their championship season at Auburn a couple seasons ago, was huge in that playoff run. He's a big-time receiver. If you get him involved, he can make plays. I like to throw to him there.
McKenzie comes into this game, only 19 catches, 245 yards, has yet to catch a touchdown pass. Last season he had 6, as Loki Lawler up the middle is stopped by Dmitry Mikhailov.
Well, LSU right now is really cracking down on the run, and we saw that a lot with Texas in the first game. They are not letting them do anything. They want to make them pass the ball, and right now Auburn's not proving that they're being really consistent doing so.
Newman short to the right side. There's Walter Miller, and he gets about 7. So 3rd and short now for the Auburn Tigers.
Well, they have a lot of options here. One thing we haven't really seen is Ron Newman run the ball yet. He's very capable of doing that. He can, he's only a 6-foot quarterback, but he's got some power. He can run guys over. He can also use Lawler.
Handoff to Loki Lawler up the middle, and he's able to get the first down. Looked like he wanted a hole to the right and decides to just take the gaping lane in front of him.
Well, I think he was also trying to let his block set up. He is one of the better running backs in the league at doing that, allowing his blocks to set up. He just hasn't had a whole lot of carries.
From the LSU 46, Newman has to throw it away, and that brings us 2nd down.
And a lot of people, they don't like seeing that, but a lot of times they're smart plays. You don't take the sack. You don't throw the interception. You just throw it away, first down. You can deal with it.
2 backs in the backfield here for Ron Newman as he looks to throw. Swinging it out left side, Lawler throws out a stiff arm and then lost a football. Fortunately for Auburn, though, it goes out of bounds.
Well, if you're going to be a little careless with the ball, near the sideline's a good place for it. Stone comes in there, gets his hand on it, knocks it out of it. So good play there by Brandon Stone. Limits the yardage, too. That's a big part of it. It's going to force the longer 3rd and 8, and another tough situation for Auburn to be in.
So from the LSU 44, Ron Newman in the gun, 2-by-2 set. Walter Miller to his right. They give it to him on the draw play. And, Austin gets the carry, but no gain for him as Brett Gelkin makes his presence known.
A draw play, a halfback screen makes more sense on a long 3rd down when you're back in your own end zone or back in your own end a little bit. 3rd and 8 at midfield, you got to go for it. You got to attack. You got to try to get that first down, especially down 13-0. It's a little concerning the way Auburn's playing, and they're playing for their playoff lives, and they don't look like they want it. Whoa.
An excellent punt gets it down to the half-yard line.
I thought that went through the end zone.
I thought it did, too. I wasn't sure, though. So the give to Colt Youngblood up the middle, and he is bottled up, or at least attempted to be bottled up.
Right now, Adam Griffin, the punter for Auburn, is the player of the game. They've set their defense up in a good spot, though, but again, LSU doing a really good job running the ball.
So back in the gun, Gage Youngblood looking to throw, pressure coming, goes short, and Fred Perry is blasted out of bounds after he gets 10. I mean, he got carried out of bounds. First down and 10. Pistol set, 3 wide. Read option keeper, Gage Youngblood running left, fighting with Miles. Can't even get to the 20.
Well, they had Miles coming down. They also had the cornerback over there, Matthew Lee, who slowed him down a little bit. But Miles, you know, that's the guy they're going to rely on to make plays along with Jack Hawkins now. And he's running downhill. He's a tough defender to go up against coming downhill like that.
Youngblood over the middle. The pass is incomplete. Poteet couldn't hold on to it, and the Auburn defender couldn't haul it in himself.
Well, and Bubba Bullard was in position there, almost had the interception, almost had one a couple weeks ago like that, and didn't bring it in, but they do force the third down.
Their own 20, halfback screen, right side. Here's Colt Youngblood. Working the right side, breaking a couple tackles, fighting to get across the 20, but he is stopped, held to only a gain of 2 until LSU will punt.
Don't like the play call. I get it when you're down, you know, 3rd and 13, 3rd and 15. You're just playing field position. You don't want to turn it over. 3rd and 8, you got to be more aggressive, I think. Now, they are up 13-0. Auburn hasn't been impressive on offense, but you can't leave a team like that hanging around.
Because of the field position, you are giving Auburn pretty good starting field position as Kyle Alika able to get out to about the 45-yard line. However, the LSU defense giving up about 4 yards a play right now.
Yeah, not a lot, you know, and they forced them to punt a couple of times. They got a turnover. Auburn really needs to get something going. Great field position here starting at 46.
From their own 46, Newman, wide receiver screen to the right side, and Walter Miller fighting hard to get to the midfield stripe.
I don't love it. It worked out. It picked up 4 yards. Again, those constraint plays, trying to spread the defense out. You want to run up the middle. You maybe want to take a shot downfield. We haven't seen them take a shot. Doesn't look like they're going to do it here with the DBs playing off.
LSU showing blitz top the screen, and McKenzie split wide to the left. Newman over the middle, there's Austin Knight, and Knight gets it down inside the 25.
Well, and there's where those screens can help you out. You get the safeties thinking outside, thinking about those plays on the outside. They create a little bit more space over the middle. They find Knight, nice delivered ball there by Ron Newman, and their biggest play of the game so far.
So Auburn in scoring range for really the first time here tonight. Down to the LSU 23. Newman in the gun. Tied into motion is McKenzie. Blitz coming. Newman goes short, finds Lawler, but it costs him a yard.
Well, it was impressive how he stood in there till the last second. He had the defender breathing down on him, and he stands in there and he delivers the ball, but he winds up taking a yard loss. Would have been better just throwing it away.
Ulrich Odenheim, the one to come downhill in coverage and get the stop on Loki Lawler. So 2nd and 11, 2 backs in the backfield, one of which is Lawler. He is to the left as Newman. Blitz coming. Floats it towards the end zone, but it is incomplete.
Newman's struggling a little bit, I think, with this ring. That's the second pass that we've seen a little bit off. Youngblood seems to be adapting to a little bit more. Newman just not quite comfortable.
3rd and 11. Newman going for the halfback screen, but he puts it over the head of Loki Lawler.
Again, don't like the play call. The execution was bad. Auburn does have a chance at 3 points here, but they still got to be a little concerned with how inept their offense is right now.
This would be a 41-yard field goal attempt from the left hash for Fritz Roberts. And Roberts does put it through despite missing 3 on the season.
Well, he's 17 of 20, so a pretty good season despite missing 3. 3 just in this season that we're having seems like a lot.
It does, I know.
Because of how good the kickers have been, but he delivers it. They're only down 10. I mean, they're in an okay spot score-wise. It's just their offense hasn't shown any really ability to move the ball, and their defense is still giving up yards a little bit more consistently than they'd like.
Well, you look at the two offenses, and Auburn's been consistent so far through a couple of quarters. Now they've had a few drives. It's still early here in the second. LSU, though, they have moved the ball much more effectively than what Auburn has, and LSU looks to continue that trend here with their 5th drive of the night as Gage Youngblood to throw over the middle. Devin Roberts picks up 15.
And this is what we're not seeing from Newman on the other side, is delivering the balls with some zip behind it. delivering the ball with some confidence, you know, and Youngblood's playing with a lot of confidence, had a big game last week, coming through here, he's playing well. Auburn feels like they're just a little shell-shocked maybe still from their loss against Florida State.
Pistol set, 2 tight ends, 1 to either side. Play fake, Youngblood rolling right, comes back to the left, and a leaping grab for Cosmos Woods.
What a grab by Cosmos Woods. We remember he had a 4-touchdown game before. He's had some really big games, but he's just not one of those guys like Oliver Fields who we saw in the first game. But he comes up with some big plays. Huge play there, diving to make the catch.
2 tight ends once again on the field for LSU. They're going to bring one of them in motion and set him up on the right side as Youngblood throw into the right. There's Edge Eggers getting it down to the 27.
Blitz coming. He stands in the pocket, waits for his receiver to get open. Eggers makes a nice over-the-shoulder catch. Lee in on the tackle, but right now Auburn's going to have to do something different. They've got some good players up front, Conrad Wallace, Tyler Adams, Donnie Eads, but they're not kind of like that Nebraska or Texas defensive line that can create havoc.
Bubble screen, left side. Daryl Potees is second fighting against Peyton Miles in this Auburn defense. They give him 6, so get him down to about the 21, knocking on the door of the red zone now. And
they're just doing a lot of different looks, and they're executing more efficiently than Auburn is. They're just playing with a lot more confidence.
3 wide here for the Tigers. Youngblood. It's a 3-man rush. Put some zip on that one for Fred Perry and a first down.
Well, Fred Perry, he was he had a line in the sportsbook as well, 124.5 receiving yards. He's getting a lot of receptions early on. They're not very long ones, though.
First down and 10 for the 15. Read option keeper. Gage Youngblood running right. Gets it down to the 10.
Matthew Lee, the cornerback, coming up, playing good in run support, but he's still picking up 6 yards. They're churning out plays at 5 or 6 yards a clip, and at this rate, it looks like we're going to see another LSU touchdown.
So down inside the 10, the give to Colt Youngblood, and he gets buried in the backfield by Tyler Adams.
Well, finally they came up with a stop from that defensive line. Tyler Adams does a good job, just barrels his way in there and just kind of gets in the way, then is able to shed the block, makes the tackle, going to force the longer 3rd down.
From the Auburn 13, Gabe Dowden checks into the backfield at tailback as Youngblood to throw. 4-man rush, pass over the middle, caught, touchdown LSU.
Again, just too crisp. Dowden comes in, they keep him in the block, creates a nice pocket for Youngblood. He's able to find Potees come open, delivers a nice ball in there. He's in the end zone for the touchdown.
Daryl Potees the second, only his 2nd receiving touchdown of the season. But it gives LSU the 17-point lead here at home in an elimination game.
Well, and the fact that they're in home and it's weather, too, it's going to make it harder to throw those balls consistently, especially downfield. And the further Auburn falls behind, the more they're going to have to rely on that. It's just going to make it more difficult for them.
Austin Knight on the return, and he brings this out to zone 20. And so Auburn trailing by 17, and at some point you got to think they're going to start pushing it downfield.
You got to think, but we thought that with Nebraska, too, and they really didn't.
Pistol full house, the give, Lawler met in the backfield, couldn't even go forward. He had to try to bounce it outside, and the rest of the LSU defense closed.
LSU has 0 interest in allowing Loki Lawler or Ron Newman, for that matter, to run the ball. They want them to pass. They know it's raining. They know they're a little shaken. They want them to throw the ball, and right now, Auburn not doing a great job of it.
Out of the gun, 2nd and 12, Newman. Blitz coming. He'll check it down underneath. Loki Lawler able to turn up the sideline, get 8. So it is 3rd and medium now for Auburn.
Well, they do a good job. They go to Lawler on the outside, and he gets some yardage out there. And I think if LSU is going to continue to play they are against the run, they're going to have to do more of that. But here you see another 3rd down. Auburn only 1 for 6. On 3rd downs tonight, they're struggling in these situations.
Down to the 26-yard line, Newman to throw. Dancing, taking a shot down the middle of the field, but too much mustard on it, or was it more a factor of the weather?
It wasn't mustard. That was, he was trying to drop a nice pass in there, and I don't know if it's the weather. There is a little bit of wind. It shouldn't be affecting the ball, but Newman's just off right now, and it's hurting this team, and now LSU's going to have great field position.
Fielding it from inside his own 40, and Daryl Potees II does bring it across to midfield, where Gage Youngblood and company get to go back to work.
I mean, this could be the death shot, the kill shot, so to speak, for LSU. If they get a touchdown here, go up 27-3 at the half, I mean, things would really be looking bleak for Auburn.
Read option keeper. Gage Youngblood tripped over the defender who got pancaked and stumbles for an 8-yard run.
You got to imagine, or you got to admire the fight here of LSU. Starting off 0-5, getting the win last week, and they're coming out here and dominating an Auburn team that just won a title 2 years ago and been in the playoffs for 3 straight seasons.
And in danger of having that streak snapped as Youngblood hurdled, lost the football, and Potees recovers.
Did he lose the football, or did he,
I think he tried to
pitch it? We'll have to see. Adams is sitting there on him. Oh, yeah, I think he actually just lost the ball there. Okay, well, I mean, and again, everything's going to go in LSU's way. Auburn got an opportunity at the turnover, and they couldn't make it happen, and now they got a short 3rd and 3.
Colt Youngblood in the backfield, 4 wide, trips to the right. Gage, his brother, looks to throw the halfback screen to him. Colt Youngblood fighting, but he didn't get there.
You know, I didn't think it was the worst play call on 3rd and 3. You might catch them being aggressive, but Auburn does a good job of rallying there and keeping them behind the first down marker. Now they're going to force LSU to punt for, if I'm correct, the first time tonight.
Second time tonight, actually. First 3 and out of the night, though, that the Auburn defense has forced, and LSU is going to let time tick away and really put the pressure on Ron Newman.
Well, they're going to let time run down here as we're approaching the end of the first half. I mean, despite going 3 and out here with really good field position, you got to really think that LSU's played about as good of a half as they could have. They could have hoped for.
Oh, they go with a fake punt.
Oh, they got it.
They direct snap it to Edge Eggers, and he powers through for the first down.
LSU's going for the jugular, man. They want it. You know, the odds are against them. They're going to need help, but right now they're throwing caution against the wind and saying, let's see what happens.
So now, an interesting call because that was not Gage Youngblood throwing that pass.
Josh Barber.
That was new.
Okay.
They left the punter in.
They really are throwing caution to the wind.
Well, somebody who threw caution to the wind there was Gage Youngblood, and he pays off for it because Fred Perry toe taps on the sideline.
This is crazy. LSU, I mean, we've seen some funny things here in Death Valley, but leaving the punter in to throw a pass, that might take
things get weird in Death Valley, man, but none weirder than they have tonight. As Gage Youngblood short to the left, Maltzer gets the first down, or gets closer.
Well, the really crazy thing is they're in field goal range again, and they got an opportunity to get a touchdown after going for it with a fake punt and then leaving their punter in to throw a pass.
Read option keeper, Colt Youngblood, or Gage Youngblood, keeping it in the first down inside the 10.
It just runs like that. You just feel like LSU just wants it a little bit more. They're just fighting harder right now.
Down to the Auburn 8. Pistol set, 4 wide, trips left. Gage to throw, 4-man rush. Short to the left, and the pass is incomplete. Wanted Devin Roberts, but he couldn't hold on through contact.
Roberts must have had eyes in the back of his head because he was not looking when that was thrown in. All of a sudden at the last second turns around and almost brought that in.
2 tight ends on the field here for the Tigers. One of them in motion. That's Edge Eggers, who picked up the first down on the 4th down conversion. Youngblood gets the carry, but only a yard.
And it's almost like they were just trying to run some more time off the clock, and they used the timeout here. Now they got to pass, though, so it makes the things a little bit more difficult.
Gage to throw, pressure coming, goes over the middle. Wanted Eric Maltzer, but excellent defense there to knock it down.
Yeah, that was Jahanquez Shorts that was on coverage there. And so they do hold on to a field goal, so a little bit of a positive stand there for LSU, or for Auburn's defense, but they're still going to most likely go into the half down 20.
Longest field goal of the night for Remy Boudreau. It's a 25-yarder as LSU takes a 20-point lead.
Well, LSU's got to be a little concerned about how much they're stalling out inside the red zone. 3 trips, and to get 1 touchdown and 3 field goals, that's a little concerning.
Well, and technically they have the other touchdown because Allen Dutch set him up at the 1.
That's the one I was talking about.
Yeah. So first down and 10 for Auburn from their own 25-yard line. Handoff Lawler up the middle. Okay, Lawler able to get 13. Auburn will take a timeout.
Typically those plays are we're going to hand it off. We're going to see what happens. If we get a first down, maybe now we'll try to push it. Looks like that's what they're going to do.
Newman in the gun, 9 ticks in the half. And Auburn's got 2 timeouts. Newman to throw. Goes short to the left, finds a tight end McKenzie, breaks 1, not 2.
It seems almost as if Ron Newman was told before the game, don't throw anything past 5 yards.
Well, so far, he's thrown a couple, just hasn't been able to complete them. 1 timeout remaining, but a Hail Mary setup. Newman, the cannon, deep downfield for nobody.
Yeah, he is. This is as off as we've seen a quarterback, at least one of the probably top 4 or 5 games this season where quarterback just off. I mean, he's just off on everything. He's very indecisive and not working well.
Well, both teams are going to go into the studio and into the locker room right now, really trying to get things back on kilter. And for LSU, it's how do we stop kicking field goals and score touchdowns? For Auburn at this point, it's how do we put points on the board and get Ron Newman back into a rhythm?
Well, I think it's concerning for LSU, especially if they want to try to win and get into the playoffs. They're coming up next week. They got to play Miami, who's a really good team. If they were to get in the playoffs, you got to be able to convert inside the red zone. But for this game, I think they're okay. Auburn isn't really showing a lot on offense. Right. They're struggling. Newman doesn't look right, looks unconfident. He's off with his passes. So I think they're okay. You want to start scoring in the red zone, but I think right now LSU's doing just about everything right.
Well, you look at the two offenses, and LSU 270 yards of total offense in that first half. Auburn only 138. And again, LSU, they've been doing it through both the air and the ground. Auburn struggled to get the running game going. They've struggled to get the passing game going. They've thrown a pick that set up the early touchdown and has really sparked LSU's 20-point lead right now. And time of possession's not their friend either.
Well, you got to wonder how much that early turnover was. You throw a turnover on the opening drive, just a couple plays into the game, they wind up on the one, they get a touchdown. I mean, it can set a little bit of, the mindset for the team.
Yeah.
Now, Matt Pack and his coaching staff, they're going to have to do some adjustments at the half and try to get their players' minds right.
Well, right now, this LSU offense is opening that they can figure somehow the woes that they had in the red zone. They've been able to move the ball, but they've struggled to convert touchdowns when they get into the red zone. As Colt Youngblood getting the carry, good run here to open up the drive and the half.
Well, and again, Youngblood averaging 5.7 per carry. They're doing a really good job running the ball. The loss of Fowler showing. Hawkins is playing well, but the loss of Fowler is showing, especially against the run.
So 2nd and a yard. Give Colt Youngblood. Got met by Donnie Eads, but Youngblood's got that first down.
Donnie Eads is a mountain of a man. He is 395 pounds. Does a good job. They're trying to shut it down, but just a tad bit late making the tackle.
Handoff. Youngblood bouncing outside to the right. Excellent vision, excellent decision because it gets him 8 yards.
And right now, if I'm LSU, you're running the ball well. You're up by 20. Keep using that. Mix in some read option. Use the brother Gage to run a little bit, but I don't see changing it.
I formation. Dowden checks into the backfield as a deep back. That's a 5-step drop. Youngblood dancing in the pocket. Steps up. Taking a shot. Left side. And it's incomplete. They're going to say stepped out.
Well, hey, the catch was almost there. I thought he might have got it in there, but I'm more impressed with the throw. I mean, he just fired a cannon there for like 60 yards and dropped a dime in there.
Pistol set on 3rd and 2. Perry comes in motion. They give it to him on the jet sweep, if you will, and it pays off. He gets it down inside midfield.
I love those plays on short yardage. A lot of time they're expecting a play up the middle, a run up the middle, or a play action pass. You bring the receiver in motion, and you pick up the first.
I formation. The receiver in motion is Maltzer, and Colt Youngblood gets the carry up the middle. Nice little gain, though, for LSU.
Just keep churning out yards, moving the ball, get closer to scoring position. You can kick field goals at this point. You're in good spot. You'd make it basically almost a 4-score game. LSU just doing what they need to right now.
Gage a throw, comes over the middle. Pass caught. Potees a second. Another first down now for LSU.
Well, Hawkins makes another tackle. He's racking up a lot of tackles, but a lot of them are too late. They're not getting the pressure up front. He's having to make a lot of tackles, but a little bit slower getting over there. And again, LSU just very efficient in executing the way they need to.
Trips to the right here for Gage Youngblood as he makes an adjustment. Bubble screen. Cosmos Woods got tripped and he lost a football, but Maltzer is there to save it.
Well, and again, the ball's just bouncing LSU's way right now. Matthew rookie league, gets pancaked on the outside. Woods trips over his own guy, winds up losing the ball, but ball bounces. LSU's able to recover it and hold on to it.
Eric Maltzer is one who Woods tripped over, and then Maltzer in good position to be able to recover the fumble and keep it out of Auburn's hands. 2nd and 8 from the 34-yard line. Youngblood going wide receiver screen to the left side. Pote's a second. Bangs into his blocker there a little bit, gets a couple yards.
Yeah, he's got to swing that outside a little bit, create some room for him, and Alika comes up to make the tackle. Now they set him up in a longer, or a medium third down, but it's not a 3rd and 3.
3rd and 6, 4 wide, Youngblood to throw, pressure coming, tries to take it a run, runs through Conrad Wallace, still fights, and is ultimately stopped a couple yards short.
Well, Youngblood's showing good fight there when he's running with the ball. Both of the Youngbloods are really, and it's a longer field goal, but at least set him up in field goal range, gave him a chance.
Longest field goal attempt of the night for Remy Boudreau. This will be a 46-yarder, and from that right hash, which he seems to love because he's been perfect from it tonight.
Yeah, he continues to drill him. He's only missed 1 field goal on the season. He's got 4 of them tonight. And LSU, again, that's all they need right now. They just run out the clock, chew some time up, add points. Even if it's 3, just put the pressure on Auburn, who hasn't shown the ability to throw the ball down the field. And part of that is just because Newman looks really off tonight.
Well, this Auburn offense tonight has not looked on point as a whole, in part because of Ron Newman, but there's been a little bit more to that as well, as Auburn will start from their own 25. Lucky Lawler struggling to get going. Receivers are struggling to get open. They're struggling to hold on to the ball in these rainy conditions as well, as Newman short to the left, coming back for it, and able to hold on is Suarez, name we've called now for the first time tonight.
Well, and even on that pass, you just look at it, just Newman doesn't look like he's got any zip behind his ball. When he does, and he overthrows it by 15 yards, it's a very awkward night for this Auburn offense.
Midline read as Newman runs, and he gets the first down. But that is the first carry tonight for Ron Newman.
They probably needed more of that. It might be a little bit late to start relying on that now, but they probably need a little bit more of that early on.
McKenzie gets split out wide to the left. They're going to bring him back into the formation as Newman swinging it out, short into the flats. Lawler able to duck through for the first down, pushed out of bounds at the LSU 41.
Again, they haven't been really successful running the ball with him. LSU's been able to shut it down. So you get a guy like that who's got good athleticism, good speed, good vision, get him out into the open field, let him make something happen, and he does there.
So Lawler, a nice little big play. And so far, all of the big plays for Auburn tonight have been plays like that. Run after the catch, namely with Loki Lawler here tonight, as Newman going to give it to Lawler outside to the left, and Lawler found a bit of a crease, only gets 4, but he is moving into LSU territory.
Well, and the blocking a little bit slow getting set up out there. Maybe it's just the speed of Lawler, gets out there too fast, doesn't allow his blockers to set up, but LSU had the better angles and was able to limit him into a short gain.
So from the 37-yard line, Newman, play fake, little RPO, then he's going to tuck it and run. Newman down the left sideline. Newman had a lot of room to run before he finally got pushed out of bounds at the 13 by Alan Dutch.
Well, all of the passing routes were going to the right side of the field, LSU in man coverage, so it clears out the backside, and Newman recognizes it, takes off, and picks up the big gain. Dutch does a good job peeling off and making the tackle.
Actually going to back him up to his own, or to the LSU 14. So Newman in the gun. Austin Knight to his left. He'll get the carry. Cuts it upfield. Knight gets 6.
And Knight's a unique option there in the running game because he's 6'5", 230 pounds. He can pound it up the middle. Lawler got the speed in the outside throw him and swing passes. It's an interesting concept.
Out of the gun, Newman to throw. Blitz coming up the middle, going short. Michael McKenzie turns back for it and makes it 3rd and a yard.
Odenheim got spun around, but he does a good job of bringing down McKenzie, who I thought might have been able to break that and get in there for a touchdown. But Odenheim, good job, his 7th tackle of the game.
Pistol set now for the Tigers. They're 1 of 7 on 3rd down, triple option. The pitch to the walk-on, and he spins through a tackle but loses a couple yards. 4th down, Odenheim again.
Yeah, you can't make, I mean, you have Lawler in there, but you fake it to him, you throw it to a walk-on on the outside. I don't know. I don't like that play call.
So this field goal will be a 24-yarder from the right hash for Fritz Roberts, and he puts it through.
Well, and Roberts has kicked the most or attempted the most field goals of anybody this season, and this is not changing. And that's got to be a concern for Auburn, how often they've had to kick field goals.
20-point lead again here for LSU. Inside of 3.5 minutes of play is Dowden. Brings this one out to his own 21, and this LSU offense is going to look to go back to work. Now, again, they're moving the ball really well, but once they get into Auburn territory, that's when things seem to sputter out for them.
Well, they struggled a little bit in this quarter, but we'll see. Maybe Auburn's defense is starting to make some adjustments.
Play fake, rolling left, Gage to throw, and he's going to throw to that left sideline. Maltzer with an excellent grab.
And this is the biggest difference in this game. Gage Youngblood is just significantly outplaying Ron Newman right now. He looks comfortable. He looks crisp with his passes. Newman looks very uncomfortable.
Hand off, Youngblood up the middle, and he'll get a couple yards. And it's, it's not just a comfortable, I think, but on top of that, comfort playing into how confident that Gage Youngblood looks in comparison.
Well, he's coming off a really big game and a big win. Auburn comes in off of a loss. So, yeah, it makes sense.
Well, the pass there, showing that confidence, maybe a little overconfidence for Gage Youngblood. He tried to thread it in there, nearly got picked.
It was an impressive pass, the way he dropped that in there with just the right amount of touch, but you left your receiver out to dry there.
Miles coming on the blitz. Halfback screen, Gage shrugged off Peyton Miles, but Conrad Wallace and the walk-on Arthur Adams get the sack.
Well, if you can't get anything going, dial up the pressure. I mean, it's not a bad idea, and they do so there. They get the sack, and they force the fourth down. They're going to force LSU to punt.
So on 4th and 19, LSU really will punt this time. They won't go for it.
Yeah, I would be surprised if they go for it here.
So the punt is away. And fielding this from inside his own 35, Kyle Ilika, able to get it out to the 46-yard line.
Well, great field position here for Auburn, and they've only been able to muster up a couple of field goals. I mean, they're averaging about 5 yards per play, but only 9 first downs, a lot of short passes, been off trying to take a shot downfield. I wouldn't mind starting off this drive with a shot downfield.
Newman, play fake, going short and to the right, and there is Austin Knight for no gain. Brandon Stone there to stop him.
Well, one thing that can be playing into this game plan is the 2 5-star corners on the outside for LSU. Even though you've got good receivers, it's scary to test those guys.
2 backs in the backfield here for the Tigers. Newman to throw, pressure coming, going over the middle, able to slip a defender and get into the end zone. Walter Miller for 6. No, excuse me, Matt Suarez.
I was going to say.
I got confused by the number change again.
Yeah, Suarez taking number 21 was 19 last season. Walter Miller gets it this season. And finally, it wasn't a deep shot pass. It was like a short post or a deep slant. But a good job there by the 3-star Suarez, creates some separation. And Auburn finally gets a touchdown now. They'll probably go for, I was thinking it was 14, but 12. They'll just kick the extra point. Going to be a 13-point game. Their defense is playing a little bit better. LSU, they had to pull off some trickeration to get a field goal on their drive before. They've got some momentum going, and maybe that's the turning point for this offense.
Well, Auburn, with that touchdown, the lead has now officially been cut in half. And with Dowden trying to figure things out.
How was it cut in half? It went from 20 to 13.
Well, I meant the score is they have half of what LSU. That's where my mind was initially.
Gotcha.
They've put up half the points that LSU has so far now.
Okay.
Play fake, Youngblood being chased, and Conrad Wallace brings him down.
Well, apparently in chat he said good game in the first half as if it was over, but apparently his coach had a little talking to with him, and he decided, you know what, I'll come out there for the second half.
It's not over yet.
Keep playing, yeah.
So Gage Youngblood now, and this has been a trend that really started towards the end of that last drive for LSU. The pressure now by the Auburn defense is really starting to pick up.
Yeah, well, and if you can't create pressure on the line, you got to blitz, and you got to take some chances, and they did that on the last drive. There they get the defensive end to make pressure. Here, Donnie Eads comes up with the nice stuff.
Yeah, they try to go to Colt Youngblood on the carry, but again, Eads holding him up at the line of scrimmage, 3rd and long.
Well, it does look as though the second or the halftime adjustments are working. Auburn's still not blowing your hair back, but they're playing better. They're not getting beaten as dominantly as they were in the first half.
Youngblood shortened to the left and way short of the marker is Maltzer as LSU now will punt.
Well, and maybe now a little bit of the pressure and from the defensive line, from the Auburn defense, from trying to protect this lead, maybe that's weighing on Gage Youngblood now a little bit, creating some opportunities for Auburn.
Kyle look at try to go outside and then finally decide, you know what, I can't get the edge. I'm just going to plant and go and get what I can.
Well, he's a speedy guy, but didn't look very fast. I think the rain is definitely playing a role.
From their own 38, Newman, play fake, quick pass over the middle. Austin Knight getting it down to the 44.
They're still going short. I still would like to see them do something a little bit more aggressive on first down because LSU right now is ready for it. You're gonna hand it off. You're gonna swing it into the flat. You're gonna throw a short pass over the middle. Test them.
Counter run. Lawler working the right side of the LSU defense, and he gets the first down.
Probably gonna see a run up the middle or maybe a read option here. They've got some space on the left if they take a read option to that side.
Out of the gun. Lawler is a motion man. They give it to Lawler. Lawler running left, throws out a stiff arm to get him down to the LSU 40.
Well, so now they've went to the outside. They've created some space. They went to a run up the middle. Now's a good time. Either go to a read option or try to take a shot a little bit downfield.
Trips right, wide receiver screen. Walter Miller working the right side there, and he gets 5. Excuse me, Matt Suarez. I keep getting them two mixed up still. But at the end of 3, Auburn trailing by 13, looking to cut into that lead once again. Will they? As you watch to see who will keep their playoff lives intact. You're watching the Cfsl on PX1 Sports on YouTube Live. Start of the fourth quarter, read option keeper. Newman trying to work the right side, and he's driven backwards for a loss of 3. Nej Eklund leading the charge.
It feels like they've been trying to set up something downfield. I think they're working at it a little bit too long as LSU's bottling up. Maybe now they take a shot, but on third down they're going to expect it a little bit more. Although the safeties are spread out a little bit, maybe a post over the middle.
From the gun, Newman looking. Going short and to the left and breaking one tackle, fighting for a first down. That's Dean McBride.
I feel like they had some space downfield, and you check it down. They are going to go for it on fourth down.
So the walk-on makes this 4th and 2. Newman, the give, turning upfield. Lawler falls across for the first down.
I probably would have liked that more if Austin Knight would have taken the handoff, but Lawler able to fight just enough to get the first.
So from the LSU 30, trailing by 13 and closing in on the 8-minute mark in this one. Wide receiver screen to the right side and fighting through a couple tackles. Walter Miller gets 7 yards.
Still staying pretty short and conservative. Yeah. I feel like they've done that enough that they've bought themselves a shot downfield that is not only to do it. Peyton Miles lined up in the slot into the bottom of the screen now.
2 tight ends on the field for the Tigers. Read option keeper. Newman running right, cuts up field, and he gets the first down.
Well, they get the first down. Still don't like how stiff he is. Usually, we've seen him either run over defenders or make them miss. Still a little bit stiff, but they are moving the ball down the field. They got an opportunity to cut this lead in half.
LSU brings the safety in the box. Play fake, and the blitz forces Newman to throw it away.
Yeah, he had his receiver out there, but decided just to throw it away. An okay spot there, but if you're Auburn, you really want to get a touchdown here.
Receiver coming in motion. They give it to him, cutting up field. Walter Miller. Excuse me, Matt Suarez only a couple of yards. I'm really struggling with this right now.
And Auburn's struggling they're almost being too creative at this point. You're forcing yourself in a 3rd and 8. Just throw a post route or an out route.
They're going to throw the halfback screen, but Lawler's got blockers in front of him that springs him for the first down to the 3.
I don't love the play call, but they executed it well. They got a nice pickup. Now you're probably going to see Austin Knight try to punch it in.
Actually, you're going to say he got down.
Oh, you're going to see the walk-on even better.
The walk-on, Dwayne Barber checks into the backfield. They give it to him, and he gets it down to the 1.
Well, he does what walk-ons tend to do.
Yeah. Gets it close, but not in.
Well, so now we're going to see Lawler, or are we going to see Austin Knight in the backfield?
Neither. Dwayne Barber again. Because he got 1. He should be able to get 1 more, right? Newman's going to run the speed option, decides, nope, I got it myself, and he puts 6 on the board.
Well, it wasn't the prettiest touchdown in the world, but Newman goes outside and just dives under the defenders to get that one in there. So now Auburn's got a little bit of momentum. It's still not looking crisp, but we've said this about this Auburn team for many seasons. They don't always look pretty, but they show a lot of fight. They keep themselves in the game. They're doing that here. Now can their defense make a play, force a turnover, force another punt from LSU, and give their offense one more chance to try to win it?
Auburn has fought and crawled and done everything in their power, and now they trail only by a single possession as Gabe Dowden brings this out to about the 25-yard line, and this Auburn defense looking to go back to work. Both teams' playoff lives hang in the balance.
Well, and I said this before, you didn't want to leave Auburn hanging around. You needed to move the ball down the field. You needed to at least get field goals. They're punting. They're not taking enough time off the clock, and now they're in a situation. Auburn only down by 6.
Quick pass over the middle for Maltzer, but he got sandwiched there and can't hold on.
Well, the pressure is also on LSU at this point. Auburn was getting beaten handily.
Yeah.
Now they've cut it from a 20-point lead down to a 6-point lead. LSU's at home. The home crowd was really loud. Now they're almost quiet. They got to feel the pressure here.
Well, Colton Youngblood got the carry, but Bubba Bullard coming on the blitz, got around the edge, gets that stop, long third down.
Well, they're adapting. They weren't getting the pressure up front that they needed in the first half, so now they're dialing up the pressure a little bit more here in the second half. They're forcing these longer third downs, and I wouldn't be surprised if yet again LSU punts.
Gage to throw, taking a shot left side, first down and more. Cosmos Woods down inside the Auburn 35.
Well, Cosmos Woods left Matthew Lee like a cheating husband and leaves the wife at the altar, and he gets a nice first down.
Down to the Auburn 33. Gage to throw, has all day, goes short over the middle, and fighting just to hold on to the ball is a walk-on Nick Rogers.
That third down play on 3rd and 11 could prove to be the turning point of this game, because not only did they convert the first down, but they got him into this side of the field, and even a field goal here could be enough to hold on for the win.
Woods, the receiver in motion set, trips to the right, handoff, Colt Youngblood right up the middle, and he moves forward down to the 15. And not only is it big from that standpoint of points, but now this Auburn defense just got rocked back on their heels.
Well, yeah, and they're going backwards a little bit, and Youngblood says, I'm not feeling the pressure. I'm doing what we need to do to win this game for us.
Dowden getting the carry, and Gabe Dowden trying to pick a lane, gets it down inside the 10.
Really, that's probably the better for them. They're running some time off the clock. Like I said, they only need a field goal. A touchdown here would be huge. Although Auburn scored in the last couple of drives, can they do it consistently 2 more times with time running out?
And off Dowden again, gets it down inside the 5-yard line.
I actually like this. You're taking more time off the clock. Another minute is coming off the clock between those last 2 runs. Here you're probably going to throw it, especially the way the defense is lined up. Although they're lined up in an I formation with 2 tight ends.
Right up the middle, Eggers for 6.
Impressive drive there by LSU. They're showing heart. We talked about the heart of Auburn, the fight back. LSU struggled a little bit, but they showed some heart when the chips were stacked against them. They come through with the big conversion on 3rd and 11. Now they get the touchdown, make it a 2-score game.
Well, they're going to go for 2 to make it a 14-point game. Youngblood to throw. Dancing right, comes back to the wide-open Maltzer, and the 2-point conversion is good with 4:46 to play.
Defense too aggressive there. They had him open over there. They moved the coverage. Youngblood looks him off to the right. They leave him wide open. Great job there by Youngblood to get to 2.
So fielding this from inside his own end zone, looking for a big return, Walter Miller, able to get it out to the 29-yard line, and Auburn trailing by 14, playoff lies on the line, and an Auburn team that has never missed the playoffs.
They have not, and they're in danger of it here, in huge danger.
Pistol set, Ron Newman. Handoff, Lawler, driven backwards by Dmitry Mikhailov.
I don't really like that. I mean, I guess you're trying to make them think about you running the ball, although you're not really surprising anybody. Mikhailov wasn't surprised. And now you start off losing 4 on first down, not your best chance of scoring a touchdown here and making this a 7-point game.
2 backs in the backfield. Newman on 2nd and 14, play fake. Dancing, throwing, Knight over the middle. Gets 12, 3rd and 2.
Raymond Stone looked like he might have got away with a face mask there, the way Austin Knight was drugged down there. But a third down here, and still a tough spot for Auburn to be in.
Pistol set for the Tigers. Read option keeper. Newman slips a tackle. Pitches it late, and Barber got the first down.
That's about as indecisive as you can be on a triple option, but somehow he converted it and made it work. Maybe he was trying to pull off some Houdini magic here in Baton Rouge.
So out to the 39. Newman in the gun inside of 4 minutes of play. Going to take it a run, but he runs into the sack. Nej Eklund gets the stop.
And LSU's defense is just being a little bit too opportunistic. They drop into a cover 4 there, and all of the routes that Newman had were covered up. And he tried to run, and Eklund does a good job of bottling up. So the second straight series, they start with a 4-yard loss.
Backed up now to their own 35. Ron Newman in the gun. Going to take it and run. Newman off the right side. Cuts back up field and makes it 3rd and 1.
So Juby says his phone was in the pocket. Is that because he deleted a bunch of messages, or okay, I need clarification on that. That's interesting if that's what happened.
Joe can't handle technology, I guess.
I mean, how do you pocket ban somebody?
He didn't pocket ban him. It says pocket hidden. He hit him.
Wow.
Maybe that's why Walter Miller hasn't gotten many catches
that's
tonight.
so
Joe has hidden Walter Miller from the Auburn offense. Newman going to the halfback screen following the false start penalty. And Lawler, he's got the first down.
I don't love it. I don't mind going to Lawler there, but they were able to execute it. But you're running out of time. You need 2 touchdowns here.
Down to the LSU 47. Newman in the gun. He'll look. Swinging it out left. Loki Lawler again, this time down to the 44.
I'm still baffled how he was able. I mean, it's so precise, the heights of. How the heck did you do that with the phone in your pocket? I don't get that.
10 catches tonight for Loki Lawler, and the line in the sports book was 11.5. As Newman going short to the walk-on Barber.
Well, Barber's trying to steal some money from some virtual money from some bettors in the sports book there, taking a catch away from Loki Lawler.
3rd and 4 now from the 40. Barber still in the backfield here for the Auburn Tigers. Peyton Miles actually up wide, top of your screen. Newman to throw. Going halfback screen. The walk-on Barber with some blocking. He's got the first down.
That looked like his feet were in cement as he was trying to run there. I mean, it was wet cement. He was moving, but good Lord, he was slow.
Out to the LSU 34. Barber in the gun with Newman. Pressure coming. There he finds walk-on Barber yet again.
For the love of all things holy, take a timeout, get your starters back on the field.
So down to the 29. 2 minutes here to play in this one. Newman to throw. Has time. Going short and to the left side. He finds the other walk-on, Colin Gordon, down to the 21.
Well, they're digging deep into their roster here for these players, but they're going no huddle, and they can't sub anybody in.
2 backs still in the backfield. Newman. He looks like he could use a breather as he will go short again to the walk-on Gordon, who slips a tackle and then is pushed out of bounds at the 14.
Well, it stops the clock, so they can actually sub now. But that is one of the downsides of being this conservative in a hurry-up is you got a lot of plays and you're running a lot.
In the gun, 2 backs in the backfield. Loki Lawler being one of them now. And Newman to throw. Comes back, left side, finds the other walk-on, Jake O'Brien, 2 yards, but still 3rd down.
Now, I'm pretty sure Matt has never interacted with these walk-ons before in his life.
Newman to throw, going short. There's Lawler with his 11th grab, and it's a first down.
Well, they're probably going to hurry up again here. They're trying to save their 3 timeouts in case they don't get the onside kick to try to get a 3 and out and get the ball back.
Down to the 9 of LSU. Lawler to the left of Ron Newman. Newman looking, comes left. There's Lawler breaking a tackle. Touchdown Auburn as Lawler on his 12th catch scores.
Well, the over hits, so the few lucky folks that bet on Lawler to go over hit there on this 12th catch of the game. I don't like the decision to check it down. It was short, but hey, if you're going to check it down short like that, might as well go to Lawler. Makes a great job. Now they're going to go with the onside kick. The good thing is they still have all 3 timeouts in case they don't get it.
So the onside kick a very low percentage play in the CFSL, and that will remain the case as Maltzer gets the grab and gets it out to about the 41 of Auburn. But as you said, Auburn's got 3 timeouts. Unfortunately, they've only got a minute and 11 to work with.
Well, what they need to do here is get a 3 and out, and it's going to be predicated most likely off of this first play. If they can stuff them on the first play, hold them to no gain, 1 or 2 yards, they got a chance. They give up 5, 6, 7 yards in this first play, probably not going to get them off the field.
Offset eye for the LSU Tigers. Youngblood running left. Colt Youngblood says, I'll see your 5 and 7, and I'll give you 16.
Well, it actually can still work out for them, although they're in field goal range here. So chips are really against the wall. Now they need a turnover.
Down to the Auburn 25. They give to Colt Youngblood running left. Youngblood slips a tackle from Peyton Miles, and he lost the football, but it falls out of bounds.
Conrad Wallace is the one getting over there and forces the turnover. He knows they need it, but Youngblood's smart enough to be careless with the football near the sideline, and that should just about do it.
So 1 minute to play, 1st and goal, and the question is, does LSU give Colt Youngblood another rushing touchdown here tonight?
Well, it looks like they might try.
They give it to him. Youngblood barreling ahead, gets 3. Auburn will burn their 2nd timeout.
Technically, they can't run out the clock yet, so I understand why they're still running it, and they might just rub it in the faces of their Tiger allies.
Well, they will, because Colt Youngblood scores from 3 yards out.
So interestingly enough, that is actually probably better for Auburn because they can get the ball back. They could return the kick for a touchdown. They could throw a quick pass, get a touchdown, then get an onside kick. So at this point, Auburn probably preferred that they scored there.
1 timeout remaining for the Auburn Tigers, and that is really the downside for them. LSU didn't take a lot of time off the clock, but Auburn doesn't have many means with which to stop the clock.
Well, this is a situation you'd like to see him put in Loki Lawler to return the kick. Give him an opportunity on returning the kick. I don't know if we'll see that or not. If not, then we're probably going to need to see Newman pull some magic.
So the kick from the end zone, it's actually Peyton Miles bringing this one out, and Miles not able to do a lot with it. Only gets it out to the 25-yard line here for Auburn. And with 52 seconds on the clock, Newman's got his work cut out for him.
He does. He has got to abandon the short check down passes. You can't nickel and dime your way down the field. I mean, you can, but
it'll cost you the game.
Yeah, you're gonna need to get 10, 15, 20 yards a pop here, and you need to move quickly.
Newman to throw, 1st and 10, going short over the middle, finds the walk-on Barber.
Almost the worst thing you can do, because now the clock keeps running. They're not going to burn their last time out, and that's just way too much time. And then you're going to waste it by spiking the ball. So you waste 2 downs and time on the clock.
So the clock at 3rd and 2, 37 ticks left as LSU eager to hold on and keep their playoff lives alive and end Auburn's here tonight. Newman from the gun. Michael McKenzie, the tight end, in motion. Ron Newman to throw. Halfback screen to Barber. Going backwards.
Terrible play calling here for Auburn. They're not aggressive enough. They're playing too conservative, and it's going to cost them.
They had to wait for Carl Huttenfield to get all the way back. 2nd and 6. Newman airing it deep. And the pass is picked off, and that is the nail in the coffin as Alan Dutch will seal it for LSU. Their playoff lives remain intact, and Auburn's has come to an end here in the Bayou.
Well, the first time Auburn's going to miss, and there was a time where we never thought we would see that.
Yeah.
You know, there's been 4 playoffs in this league, and they've been a part of all 4 of them. This time we won't see it. LSU, however, never been to the playoffs. They got an opportunity.
So Auburn taking a timeout. But kudos to LSU tonight, not just tonight, but on their season. The battle back from the start that they had.
Well, they've been in a lot of games. Their 0-5 start was a little misleading, but now you're starting to see them put it together. You know, they won a good game last week against a winless Alabama team, but they got their offense going. Now they beat a good Auburn team, here at home, and now they got to win one more, and they need a little bit of help. They actually need this Auburn team to beat Florida State. And now with Auburn not having anything to play with, or not Florida State.
They need Alabama to beat Florida State.
No, Alabama plays Auburn. Oh, they need Alabama to play Florida State this week.
Yes.
Okay, I was thinking of next week.
Yeah,
but
they need Florida
help.
State to lose out.
They need help.
Yes.
But they've put themselves in a situation where it can possibly happen. So kudos to them. Tough season for Auburn. They've had to overcome some adversity, but I'm sure we'll see them back.
A big win tonight for LSU as they go 41-27 here at home to defeat the Auburn Tigers. Tomorrow night, we've got 2 more great matchups. Michigan going into the Coliseum to take on the USC Trojans. USC fighting for their playoff lives, followed by Alabama and Florida State. That Alabama Crimson Tide that we said LSU needs to be a fan of because they need Florida State to lose out to make the playoffs. It's a big Wednesday night, and it all starts at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time with the Michigan Wolverines and the USC Trojans over on Twitch. For Mike, I'm David. We'll see you then.